One of the advantages of meeting face to face is the ability to have a collaborative environment. Um, a lot of times it can be a bit challenging to replicate this in a remote environment. However, there are a few tools in Blackboard that you can utilize to create that collaborative environment from a remote session. And so this particular video is going to talk about the feature called Groups, which is already embedded in the core shell. So without further ado, let me share my screen with you and walk you through how Blackboard Groups is going to work. So in your shell, on the left-hand side, you're going to see student collaboration, which is a section that has been put in the shell. Right here under student groups is an area where you can actually create groups and then have students enrolled into smaller groups to work together. So in order to do this, you would scroll over the word create. Now, I always use group sets instead of a single group because we want multiple students and multiple groups for the course. You can either have students self-enroll into the group, you can have Blackboard randomly enroll students into groups for you, or you can manually enroll them into groups yourself. So to demonstrate how this works, I'm just going to click on self-enroll, and we're going to do this as if students were going to enroll themselves into a group. So let's call this sample group, and you can put a description here if you'd like. I want to make this visible. Yes. Then you get to decide which tools will be available to students while they're working in their group. And so I like to give them as many options as possible. However, there are a few in here that are not really necessary and just make things confusing. So I like to have blogs in there. You can decide if you're going to grade it or not. Same thing with a group discussion board. So this is just for those members of the group. So I'll allow that in there as well. Emails, definitely. File exchanges for sure. They can have a journal in there. Tasks is kind of nice because if you have a group leader, you can have a student create tasks and delegate work amongst the members of the group. I'm going to walk you through this Collaborate Ultra feature in here, which I think is outstanding. I'm going to remove Content Market Tools and Labyrinth eLab. Those are not really necessary. And I'm also going to uncheck Allow Personalization. It's not necessary either. It just is going to make things confusing for them. You need to create a sign-up sheet, and so I just call this group sign-up, and then you get to dictate the maximum number of members in the group. So let's pretend there's 28 students in the class, so let's say you're doing 4 members per group as a max, and there are 7 groups, 7 times 4 being 28. You can allow students to see who's in the groups as they're enrolling, and when you're done, all you need to do is click on Submit, and look what happens here. And here's your sample groups. Now, if I go to Student Preview, this is what the students will see when they first log in. So student groups, and now they can see View Sign Up Sheet to join a group. So now when they click on that, they're going to be able to go into the groups and see who's been enrolled and select which group they want to join. So I'm going to join group number 1. I'm going to click sign up, and now this is what the students will see when they go in. So they can have group assignments already there, send emails, wikis, they can create group tasks. So if I click on that, they can create a group task and actually delegate work when it's due. They can set a priority level for it as well, which is kind of nice. But the other thing that's really nice about this feature is they have access to their own Blackboard Collaborate. So if they click on Collaborate, they can join their own group room and work remotely together in a small group setting. Now, this is a bug in Blackboard, and I want to kind of mention this. And I did call Blackboard up about this, and right now they're aware of it. There's just not much they can do. If you want to give students the ability to create live Collaborate sessions that are recordable, you have to change the settings. It will, no matter what you do, will automatically default to the option that does not allow students to create and record their own Collaborate sessions. However, you can override that. So where it says Sample Group 1, if you scroll over this gray circle right here and click on Edit Group, it'll take you to the group's options. And all you need to do is click on Allow all group members to create and access session recordings. And you're going to, unfortunately, you're going to have to do this for each of the 7 groups. And even if you clicked on that when you set the groups up, for whatever reason, it goes back to the not allowing them to do it. And so it becomes a little bit tricky. So now watch, when I go in here back into groups as a student. It's going to ask me to re-register um, because it doesn't save when I exit student preview. But I'm going to join a group. I want to join group 1 because that's the one I changed the settings to. When I click on collaborate, you'll see now down here, this is a little different. So there's no recordings in the past 30 days, which is okay. But if I click on join course room, it's going to take me into the course room where I can meet with other students. And if I go at the top here, I can start recording and actually record this session. And in here, students actually have moderator capabilities. So they can share files, they can share a screen, they can do whatever you can do and collaborate, which is a nice way for students to do some group work. So what the benefits of Blackboard groups is it's different than the discussion board in that it's a bit more intimate, and it gives them their own collaborative space where they can share files, email each other, create tasks with each other. They can set up group meetings and actually record those group meetings in case someone can't make it. And they can also create recordings amongst the group to share as a file with the rest of the class if they wanted to do a group presentation. And so while we're doing work in College Seminar, while we're working remotely, this could be one of those ways that we can help students work together, build relationships while learning about how to be successful in a college environment. And so hopefully you guys all take advantage of this tool. I know I'll be using it throughout the semester. I think it's going to be a lifesaver for me, and it's going to put a lot more of the learning on the students in a more interactive and active way rather than having me kind of doing Zoom sessions and lecturing, on a regular basis. I think this is just a way to mix things up, and I've piloted already, and it's been pretty successful. So I hope you guys kind of enjoy it, explore a little bit. So good luck.